Okay, so welcome. This is, well, I'm calling it a special success meetup because I kind of have just something that I really wanted to emphasize and have you guys hear me out on. So, for those of you that attended our Bear Lake retreat, this may be a little repetitive, but I think that's good because the more we hear this, the better. And the more this has been playing out, the more I realize how important this is and how much I want to keep re-emphasizing it and just rehashing it because I truly, truly, truly believe that this is the absolute best way to help as many people as possible and create, the fastest pathway to your goals and growth. And it's just incredible. Okay, so thanks for being here. So long story short, this kind of came about. I've been working with this awesome new ambassador, Shayla. She's got really debilitating health issues herself and in her family. And she came to a sip and see. She wanted nothing to do with the business at first, but the more she learned about these products and saw how genuine we were and that this is something that other people need, the more it opened her heart to that possibility. And she knew that in order to get these products, she had to share them. So she was really dedicated, really determined, really excited about it. I think she's going into probably 2.5 months now. But still kept getting a lot of resistance from her network about how, they just couldn't afford it or they would love to, but it just won't fit in the budget, all these things. And I was like, Shayla, if you're willing to reconsider, because she was getting really discouraged. She was working hard, sending messages every day, sending follow-ups, doing all the things, and she just wasn't making much progress. She had 2 ambassadors, so she was really close to silver, but as many hours as she was putting in, she and I both felt like she should be, further along and having more income at this point. And so I said, I think it seems like your network is open to Plexus, but they don't see that as a possibility because, of the income barrier. And so if you change your message and change your reach out, it's going to change the mindset of the people that you're reaching out to. And if you're reaching out, offering an income opportunity that's flexible, that won't interfere with what they're already doing, and a side benefit is incredible products and improved health for them and their families, then that's a whole different mindset for people. And so she was like, you're right, I'm willing to try it. So what do I do? And so I went into my notes on my phone and I grabbed what was a pretty old message. So I got a new phone and I lost a lot of my more recent notes for since back to May or something. But I grabbed this message that was decent and I sent it to her and I was like, we'll do something like this. And it was a good message, but it ended with a video. Would you be willing to watch a 4-minute video? And what we've discovered, a lot of us working together, the leaders that I've been working with that send, share, invite thing, is that when you get to a video, at that first reach out, then a lot of times people say they'll watch it and then, they just stop responding after that or whatever. I see Tia nodding. Yeah. So we decided to change it up a little since then. So I gave that to Shayla and I was like, change this up, make it your own, and then send it back to me and I'll give you feedback and we can get you a really good message. So then her kids got sick, a couple days went by, whatever. And I was like, Shayla, did you get that message done? And she was like, I actually just already sent it out just as it was to 5 people. And one of them already wants more information. What do I send her? And so I was like, oh shoot, well here's a good video, because she already invited her to look at a video or whatever. And then she got excited because she got a response so quickly. So she started sending it out more. And like within, I think she only sent this out to like 10 people, and she had 3 people that were wanting to sign up from it. And is that guaranteed that that's going to happen for everyone? No, but it did open my eyes and make me realize, you know what, like leading with the opportunity and just creating enough interest there that people are looking at this as something that's within their reach, no matter whether they're interested in building a business or not, and then sliding down the mountain from there, which I'll explain what that means if it doesn't already make sense. But that is what got me where I am today. And if you just think about all of the people, the thousands of people on our team that would not be here and not have their testimonials and not have the extra income that they're blessed with, if I hadn't led with the opportunity, then it would be a complete different story today. And so I know a lot of people, they really hesitate, they really fight that leading with the income, because they feel like it comes across as, I don't want people to think I'm out there, I'm doing this to earn a paycheck. I don't want people to think that I'm profiting off of their purchase. I don't want people to think that this is unethical and that this is sleazy or whatever. There's these feelings that people have about that. And I want to just kind of help you break down some walls and consider how you might change your mindset on this. Because as someone, and this is why I feel like this is it comes so genuine for me to lead with the opportunity. And I think if you can get yourself to a place where that feels genuine and you realize that you're offering a gift to people, the same as you feel about our products, then it's going to change the whole trajectory of your success and your momentum and the end result of what you get here. So, as someone, so we naturally look at these people who have these, think of some of the people that have the most incredible health testimonials that you know. We understand that to them, it feels almost like an obligation to share that with people once they experience that, because it was so life-changing for them, right? What you maybe don't consider so much is that I and other people, there are many others in my situation where I was in a really debilitating place as well, but mine was more financial at the time. And the experience that I had with Plexus was equally as amazing and life-changing as someone who had, eliminated 11 prescriptions and can get out of bed for the first time and feel good about themselves. Like what that did for my family to be able to be in a place of, fear and realistically looking at, losing a home and how are we going to pay our bills next month and how are we going to feed our kids, to a position of living a lifestyle that we never would have thought was possible, and having freedom and options and being able to send our kids across the country for a 14-day wrestling camp without putting a penny on the credit card or having to stress about things like that, equally as life-changing. And so it feels just as much an obligation for someone who experiences something like that to share that gift with others. Does that make sense? It's, even if you're not a person that has had like a groundbreaking testimonial that people like drop their jaw about, we still look at what other people have experienced, and especially people that we know personally now that we're in this community, and we say, it lights that fire in us where we feel like we're obligated to share because we realize how life-changing this is. It can be the same. We can borrow those testimonials of others for people with the life-changing benefits of opportunity and financial peace, just as much, guys. It is so debilitating, and it is such a bigger problem than what we realize, because there's so many you know, people, a lot of times they don't advertise their health issues. And we discovered that if we're out and we're doing what we should be doing and messaging people consistently and starting conversations about their health, we discover that a lot of people have a lot more going on than what they, you know, advertise. And it's the same thing with people's finances. We know that, you know, financial stress is one of the leading causes of divorce today. That breaks families apart. We know that that most people live paycheck to paycheck and don't even have enough money in savings that they could cover an extra $1,000 expense that came up. We know all, like, these are statistics across our nation, that people are drowning, they're hurting, they're suffering, and yet we dance around offering something that could help people because we are afraid of how that makes us look. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say here? It's just very much a mindset thing. And that's what I want you to understand. So when we lead with the opportunity, that it's so gracefully you can slide down the mountain from there. And I will tell you this experience that I had, because I think, you know, maybe there's some hesitation that if you lead out that way, then, you know, if they're not interested, then you've lost the opportunity to, you know, share the health benefits with them, when it's actually that comes in so naturally. That next conversation, we're sliding down, because really what we're doing when you lead with the opportunity is you're starting, like, offering them the whole entire menu and letting them choose. And then it just comes so natural to segue into the 3-day trial pack that's so amazing now. And, you know, like, well, what are you dealing with health-wise? Like, do you struggle with any of these symptoms or whatever? That comes so naturally. Where on the opposite spectrum, if we reach out and they say, no, I'm not interested in those products, then there's absolutely no way that we're going to feel comfortable saying, okay, well, do you want to sell them anyways and make some income? That just doesn't work that way. So we call that sliding down the mountain. Okay, we're offering them the whole menu, every blessing that Plexus offers, and letting them choose for themselves. Like, do you want all these blessings? This could change your life in so many incredible ways. Oh, okay, you're not interested in the business. You don't have need for extra income. Well, surely you're dealing with some of these symptoms like everyone else is. Is this something that you could benefit from? That comes so natural. And so anyways, we took this message that Shayla was using up at the Bear Lake retreat, and I showed it to the girls, and this was so spontaneous, and I love how it worked. It was just like one of those things that just happened, and it was so fun seeing the girls, like, say, well, how could we take this and make it even better? So that's where we came up with that magic message. We all just kind of brainstormed and came up with that idea of sharing a copy of my check stub, because that's another thing that I had told Shayla and some of these other girls that are leading with the opportunity is, you know, we talk about, oh my gosh, you've got to hear my friend Tava's story about RA, like, you wouldn't believe it. Is use the same thing. You wouldn't believe my friend Whitney's story and how this saved her home and, you know, completely got her out of financial ruin very quickly. And I was able to take a peek at one of her paychecks recently, and I was blown away. Would you want to take a peek? Whatever, you know, people are always curious and they always say yes. The whole point of it is just to start a conversation and see if there's any interest there, and then slide down the mountain. And it's so easy to do. So we worked on this a little bit and came up with that message that if you haven't already looked at it, it's in the Wellness Warriors. And I titled it Magic Message for Income. Oh, shoot, it went away. Let me find it real quick. I just want to read it. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm hopeful that you already have, but where did it go now? And then I want to encourage you, like, how to get comfortable with this, and then segue into offering those 3-day trial packs and our 3-day blitz. Because it's so natural when you do it this way, and it's so effective, and you're going to be able to, like, bless so many more people's lives when you're in this system. The impact is so much bigger because people share so much more openly, so much more quickly, and so much more effectively this way. It just feels more natural. And so like I said, it's a whole mindset thing. Okay, so here's what we came up with up there. And then if at any point, I pointed out in the very beginning, if someone says no thank you at any point, scroll to the very bottom for a message to send them for a sample for feedback that's very effective in getting them interested in the products. So I want to give credit to whoever wrote this, because we tweaked it a couple times. I think this version is Janelle's, okay? So this is what she was sending out up there. Hey, Tava, how are you? I was thinking about you today. Not sure if this is a fit for you, but would you be open to another stream of income that won't interrupt what you're doing now? I think you would be amazing at this because you're such a genuine person and you have a heart for helping others. So obviously you would personalize that a bit. I have a good friend, Whitney, who has an amazing story. I saw one of her check stubs and I was blown away. Want to take a peek? So what we're finding with this is that the people who are using this, they're getting a lot of responses. You know, the magic message that we use for, like, just the general magic message when you reach out and you're like, I'm sure you've seen my posts and you know that I'm crazy about Plexus. Have you tried it? So simple. The whole point of it is just to get a response from someone so you can start a conversation. It's the same thing with this because people are naturally very curious. And so we're finding that a lot of them are like, yeah, I want to see, or sure, show me. And then that just starts the conversation. That's the whole point of it. Okay. And so then I shared a recent screenshot of a monthly paycheck and a weekly. You don't need to show them the weekly and explain that we get both, but you can just use the monthly or whatever feels right. Once they express any type of interest to learn more, here's what I would recommend, because for the girls that are newer, I'm trying to get them to loop me into the conversation right away. And I'm willing to do that for you guys who are taking the time to be here, you know, whether or not you're my level 7 or my level 2 or whatever. We found a system that's making it really, really effective, because you plug me in and that third-party validation of showing, look, I'm actually good friends with Whitney. Like, we're close enough that I'm starting a 3-way conversation with her. That's huge, just third-party validation. And then when I'm sharing something that's impactful and really sends a message to them and then turning it back over to you, then it flows really well from there. And it doesn't take a lot of my time because it's literally like a copy paste response that I have. And then you know to take the conversation back into your hands. And then at that point, so, you know, I'm in there in case you feel like you need to tag me or ask me something else, but I kind of give you the whole outline of what to do from there. And so it's easy for me to be able to jump in there and provide that third-party validation that's really powerful, because I'm the example of the friend that you're sharing. And then it also gives you directions, like how to go from there. If you're already, like, you know, super confident and you're really good at sealing the deal yourself, you can just kind of take these suggestions and run with it yourself. You don't have to plug me in or loop me into a 3-way conversation. So, you know, if you can kind of pick and choose either way that you want to do it. But what I respond with is I'll jump on there and say, oh my gosh, it's awesome to meet you. You know, I would love to tell you a little bit more. I actually have a 7-minute video that my friend Aimee made that explains our base products and the business side of Plexus. Are you open to checking it out? And then if they say yes, then I drop the video. And then you come back in and take over from there. And it's got literally like step-by-step kind of how to guide you through the conversation as they continue to express any type of interest. And you know, if the conversation goes silent, any type of message, if the conversation goes silent within 48 hours, you just want to come back with a super simple follow-up message. Like, hey, Mary, I know life gets so busy. I just wanted to make sure you got my last response. I'm pretty excited to hear what you think, or whatever. It's so basic and simple, but that will, you know, reignite the conversation. Or if they continue to not respond at that point, that's fine. Give them some time. But then after, at any point that the conversation goes to a, you know, this just, I'm not interested right now, or whatever the no response that you get, then you want to segue straight into this response. And if you guys are doing this, like you're either, you're going to be consistently dropping people into the funnel of, you know, they're interested, leading them to the next step, or once you find where the interest stops or they're uncomfortable, then you segue them into the next 3-day experience with that amazing new 3-day trial pack that I think was the missing piece to make our 3-day experiences like over the top and consistently be bringing people in if we're using those. So if at any point someone says no, then just respond with something like this and totally make it your own. I think Emily wrote this one. So I'm hoping to give credit to the right person, but you can totally make this in your own words, which is really important. So it's genuine and it's you. But she just said, thanks for responding. I totally respect that. We have an online challenge event starting next week where people have a chance to sample these amazing products and learn more about gut health. Super casual with some fun prizes, no pressure at all. Just a chance to test them out and learn some more. They've helped me so much with energy, sugar cravings, my monthly cycles, and whatever. If I sent you a stick of Slim, would you be open to jumping in and giving me your honest feedback? Or if you want to try 3 of our best sellers for the whole 3 days, you can do that for only 20 bucks. What do you think? And what we're finding is that most all of the time, they're like, oh, I can try, 4 products. I'm sorry, that should say 4. I can try 4 products for only 20 bucks. And yeah, and who's seen those boxes, the 3-day trial packs? They're so incredible. Yes? Okay. They're so cool. I just got to see one, like touch one for the first time last night. They're so awesome. So do you guys see how this is just so natural? Even that very first message, is there anything about that? Ooh, hang on, phone. What are you doing? Like, is there anything about that that's so uncomfortable that you guys can't get comfortable with that? Good, I'm seeing lots of no's. Okay, here's the thing. Our mindset coach that some of us have been working with, Liza, who's amazing. She said that anything new that we start can feel awkward for up to 2 weeks, but then it just naturally becomes a habit and something that feels genuine to us. So if this concept is so uncomfortable to you, because I know that for some people there's this crazy intense fear behind leading with the opportunity and what they believe that might mean to other people about them. And so even if this feels uncomfortable with you, I want you to encourage you to find a way to make this comfortable and just push through the discomfort until it becomes super comfortable. Because what you'll find is that the momentum that's created in leading with the opportunity and how natural it is for someone to turn around. People do what they do what you do, they don't do what you say, right? Do we agree to that? So when this is the way that you bring someone in, then it just feels so natural and comfortable for them to turn around and do the same thing. So you're going to say when you get them to that point, and it's all in the outline, like everything you need to know is right there. So I would totally like save that to your notes, like rechange some of the wording so it's 100% you and something that you feel really good about sending out to people, or even print it out, make a workbook out of it. Whatever you need to do, put it in the notepad in your dough, like step by step. If you guys can just get this system down and be consistent with it, it's going to be magical what happens for you, I promise, because that's the whole reason that the only reason I'm a diamond today. You guys know I'm not like a really organized system person. Thank goodness for Erin, who kind of swoops in and saves the day a lot of times. But if it weren't for me leading like this, then I would not be where I am today. And that means that a lot of you wouldn't be here either. Do you realize that? Like if we're really genuinely about changing lives and impacting as many people's lives as we can for the better, leading with the opportunity is going to touch so many more people than leading with the products. So I hope that that makes sense to you. So we're out of time. So I just want to open it up for any questions about it, and then we will let you guys go. You can go if you need to, because it is 12:30. Anyone? Anyone? No? All right, awesome. Okay, I'm going to share those messages in the recording, but you guys have it. If you just, in Wellness Warriors, if you search Magic Message Income, then it's all right there in the comments. And I believe it's in a, like in, the only one I want to add is maybe, I don't remember if a follow-up message is in there or not. That might be important for those that are newer. If you don't already have a good follow-up message, you use standard every time you send a message that you don't get a response to. And then I'm going to send this segue into the 3-day experience. Okay. I might even tweak it first before I send it, because I saw on one of the Jewel pages, people are giving shout outs to different people that have been going crazy with these 3-day trial packs. Who was it? Laura Robinson has sold 25 3-day trial packs already. And so someone did a shout out to her upline on that Jewel page, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, let me see the message you're sending. So I might integrate that message into this follow up when people say no, and tweak that a little bit when I post the recording. So watch for that, guys, because this is seriously, offer the whole menu, offer all the blessings, let people choose for themselves, and then slide down the mountain. It's so natural. It's so impactful. You're going to have so much more momentum, and it's just amazing. So I hope that you guys.
Hey, Whitney.
Yep.
No, I do. I think that it would be good if there was that message there that would help integrate the 3-day challenge. Do we know what weeks Emily's doing those? Is that the 1st and the 3rd weeks of every month, correct? No.
It depends on the month. It's not, so it's already on the calendar. We put a Google Calendar together. It was actually when we used forever ago that we updated.
And that's the one that I always had a hard time trying to get logged into or something. I always had a hard time getting into that one.
Do you have an Android?
No.
If you have an Apple, it should be easy, because you just click on the link and it's there. But if I actually was going to do a live today to say, okay, here's the calendar. We've got the 3-day experiences scheduled out for the whole next 3 months. So you can know way ahead of time when it's coming.
Because I think that'll be really helpful.
Yes, it will be.
To know.
Right. Because Emily's been so consistent doing these, but what I'm hearing from a lot of people is like, yeah, they're great, but I don't even know about them until 2 days before it's starting. So I'm throwing people in there when it's already started, or they're not getting their products before, and it just doesn't feel, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So So we're going to have those, like, you're going to know way ahead of time. And now that we have the 3-day trial packs, that just makes it 10 times better.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to like make magical things happen now. So yeah. So
yeah, no, that'll be good if we can get that calendar and that link. So you're going to do a live today that has that link to the calendar.
I'll point people to it, and I'm going to try to just screenshot it too, because I know people have been asking for like a
actual calendar.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do that, and I don't want to take the time to do it. Someone else volunteered, but they haven't got it done. So I might just try a screenshot of the Google Calendar and see if that'll work.
Okay.
And if not, I might just have to buckle down and do it, you know, because I don't have an awesome assistant to hand that over to anymore, because she's working her own business, and that's more important. So yeah, so that'll be coming
on that calendar. Are you putting just the 3-day challenges, or
Emily actually put all the corporate events in there too, and
okay.
We're adding in like a team Zoom once a month, and just a couple things we've been wanting to add in. We're like, well, now that we have a calendar, we might as well throw them in there and just make it happen. So it'll be good. So I'll go live soon and talk about that.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Perfect.
Thanks, girls. Thanks for joining me. Start some 3-way messages. Let's do this. Let's make some magic happen. Oh, is that a hand, Carol? I thought you were saying goodbye, but that kind of looks like you're raising a hand. Okay.
I set an alarm for today and it didn't go off, and I realized what time. I was like, oh, so I missed the first half. You're going to post this in the comments down below, the verbiage?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sorry.
No worries.
That's it.
Michaela's saying she can make a calendar. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, that gets me all excited. Okay, Michaela, if we just send you the Google Calendar, can you just make you are amazing.
She's pretty savvy. She made me a information, like a customer information when I go to my vendor events. And so they're amazing. So she's pretty savvy.
Yeah, I'll do.
Oh, one more thing.
One more thing.
Oh, I thought you wanted a high five.
Yeah.
One more thing. I am working on the Canadian version. It's just about the slim hunger control.
Okay.
And I'm always going to try to have it. I'm working on it. It's become a bigger project than I thought it would be. But I'll have it done the next day or two. But I'm going to always have it.
Are you just
going to be done?
The same one? Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. But I will eventually be asking for people's testimonials. I'll just need like videos of people's testimonials. And I'm always going to run them the same week and the same days as the US one. So if people are inviting and there's a Canadian, you just put them in the Canadian one. So whenever we say there's a challenge or whatever, I'll always have the Canadian one going too at the same time.
Amazing, Carol.
Okay. I'm working on it.
That'll be so good. We'll ask Emily I know Emily's got a lot going on right now too, but she's the one that's like, she makes these things sound like a piece of cake. She throws them together so easy, and I'm like, that stresses me out.
She sent me Tara's outline, and that's basically what I used. But like I said, I had to change it because we don't have the 3-day packs. So I had to make it only about slim. And I'm not talking about any of the other products, really. I kind of blurt them in there a little bit, but not a lot about it. It's really about the slim hunger control. So I'm actually going to send it to surprise Emily in case she's on here. I'm going to be sending her the outline I've sent, and I just want her to have a little peek at it and make sure it's probably good.
Nice. That'll be so awesome to have once it's done.
Yeah.
Oh, very
it's turning
cool.
into a little more than I thought. That's all. I thought, it'll be it's just easy. And like, no, I have to go through and change a lot of things.
Oh, bless it.
No problem.
It'll be worth it. All right. Awesome, lady. Thanks for your time. Sorry to go over.
Okay. This is bye now.
Yes. Now it's a bye. All right. Love you guys.
Bye. Love you.